Good morning friends. I welcome each one of you to 14th certificate course on cooperatives. CA Sanjay Parihar, Chairman of Jodhpur branch, Ms. Amita Bisa, Secretary of Jodhpur branch, CA Silpa Singare, Dynamic Course Coordinator, and dear colleagues, cooperative sector is one sector which can do wonder in the development of economy of any place, a district, state or a nation. This form of organization is about 600 years old, and this is the only form of organization where what we call Jan Dhan Yojana or inclusive growth can happen through cooperative sector. In India, there are about 8 lakhs cooperative societies, and in Rajasthan, there are 30,000 plus cooperative societies in 33 districts, which are divided into 7 divisions, and there are about 6,000 plus practicing firms. So, if we look at cooperative sector, the chartered accountant can play multiple roles. Sometimes we look at a sector only from audit perspective, which is a very, very narrow perspective. I look any sector, and especially cooperative sector. The first is the birth of a cooperative society. So we have to draft bylaws to get a cooperative society registered. So drafting of bylaws is one area which we must look at. The second is various application forms which are to be submitted to registrar of cooperative societies to get a society registered. And then we have many deeds and agreements which a cooperative society enter into to carry on day-to-day activities. There are annual compliances under the state act, like for Rajasthan we have a Rajasthan Cooperative Societies Act 2001, and we have Rajasthan State Cooperative Societies Rules 2003. So under this act and rules there are compliances, and then if a cooperative society which carries on banking business, then there are compliances under Banking Regulation Act 1949 as applicable to cooperative banks. And besides this, there are, in Rajasthan we have a cooperative tribunal. So appearing before tribunal, assisting the representative who is appearing before tribunal. Arbitration is one area which is recommended in cooperative sector. In fact, each business segment should resort to arbitration, which sometimes we call ADR, alternate dispute resolution, and there is a small act called Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996. There are various legislations which applies to a cooperative society. So in tax laws we have a direct and indirect tax laws, Income Tax Act, Service Tax Law provisions. Then we also have something like Foreign Contribution Regulation Act 2010. So if a cooperative society is receiving any foreign contribution, that act will apply. To cooperative bank, even Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002 is applicable, because they have to file monthly returns with Financial Intelligence Unit. If cooperative society, there are state labor laws applicable to cooperative society. And then of course our core practice area, accounting and auditing, internal audit, statutory audit. There is something called producer companies. The multi-state producer cooperative societies can get registered under Companies Act as a producer company. So those aspects also applies to cooperative societies, and we can work on that. To give a little background about cooperative sector in world, there are more than 800 million people who are members of various cooperative societies in the world, and the cooperative sector is there in almost all countries. And in India, the first act which came into existence was Cooperative Societies Act 1912. So, and there are 7 principles which are applicable to a cooperative societies, because those are cooperative principles adopted by an international federation called International Cooperative Alliance, ICA, and these principles are voluntary and open membership. The cooperative societies membership has to be open. It is not like a private company where directors will decide who will become the member of the company. The second is a democratic member control. There it is one member, one vote, and all members participate in management. Then third principle is a economic participation by members. Each member participate in economic activities of the cooperative society. The fourth principle is there is an autonomy and independence. Fifth is there is an education, training and information. Sixth principle is there is a cooperation among cooperatives. And seventh is there is a concern for community, what we call now CSR, corporate social responsibility, that is imbibed in a cooperative sector through 7 principles. Each one of you can contribute in the development of profession in cooperative sector and in the activities of the cooperative committee in various ways. We have a state task force. So for Rajasthan state, you can become a member, look into what are the issues. We can make representation to the cooperative ministry, how the growth can take place. We can educate members, the citizens in Rajasthan state, how they can take an advantage of cooperative sector. This is one. Second is we prepare various background material, like we can have a Rajasthan Cooperative Audit Manual, we can have Rajasthan Cooperative Bank Manual. So for each of these background material, there is a scheme. The institute gives 60,000 rupees if it is approved by committee. The third area where each one of you can become leader, like if you see in the certificate course, majority faculty has come from Mumbai, Maharashtra. Now this sector where you can become expert in Punjab, Chandigarh, the whole western belt, Gujarat cooperatives. So that can be, you can be a faculty for certificate courses, for various seminars, and various societies, cooperative societies like cooperative banks, housing societies, cooperative credit society, primary agricultural credit societies, cooperative sugar societies, dairy cooperatives. There is a central act called Multi-State Cooperative Act 2002. Now a cooperative society which operates in more than one state. So if a Rajasthan Cooperative Society also operate in Gujarat, then the state registrar will not govern them. They have to take a registration with Registrar of Cooperative Societies under Multi-State Cooperative Societies Act. So we have a central registrar who sits in Delhi, Krishi Bhavan, and you will be amazed to see for one registration the fees can be 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs depending on the need of the promoters, need of the members. Similarly, within state also a very good amount can be charged, because currently in any space when good consultants are not available, the work is done by graduates, or work is done by the departmental officers. So there is a lot of space in cooperative sector, and formation, the various areas which I narrated earlier, you can look into that. Plus, like this certificate course on cooperatives, the institute has more than 15 certificate courses. You can have a look at them, and you can develop yourself personally by involving yourself. Now today is just a learning, it's a beginning of learning. We will establish a continuous connection, so any member who wishes to reach me, they can write an email. Various literature which is given to you, my email ID is there, it is there on the website of ICAI, all council members email ID is there. And then at 1-to-1 level we will deliberate how you can contribute more in committee, and at the same time you develop yourself personally and by way of learning, as well as financially by getting some work which will be a byproduct. Because I have seen in this world, whenever there is a knowledge, the client is bound to come. The cosmos principle is, if there is a knowledge, it spreads to outside world, and people know that here is a professional whom we can approach. So with this small address of mine, I wish you all the best and success in professional practice in cooperative sector. I thank organizers who have put all the effort, and I am sure that the 6 days will be very fruitful learning for you in cooperative sector. And we will have a I have requested organizers, see that there is a WhatsApp group where even my mobile number is added. There can be a Google group. So kindly give your feedback every day, how we can make our next day of learning better and better. Thank you.